Good evening. I'll call the West Mead Township Board of Supervisors meeting for August 2024 to order. Roll call.
Jordan?
Here.
Chartle?
Here.
Hobart?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note that all supervisors' public meetings are subject to public and/or private audio and video recording. Is there any public comment on agenda items? Okay, hearing none, please note that public comment will also be received during each agenda item and at the end of the meeting. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the July 9th, 2024 study session and regular meeting minutes as presented in our packets.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. I'll entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for July 2024 and approve the payment of bills in the amount of $118,823.26, subject to audit.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. Okay, moving on to the municipal reports, we'll start with Police Chief Chip Brown.
Good evening. For the month of July, we received 79 complaints, and 79 of those complaints were handled. There was a total of 197 and a half hours spent on traffic watch and patrol time. 75 hours was spent on office and report time. 2 hours spent on arrest and processing. 75 and a half hours spent on investigative time. Half hour was spent in court. 20 and a half hours of miscellaneous time. 8 hours in training. There were a total of 16 traffic stops with 13 citations being issued, 12 for obedience to traffic control devices and 1 for abandoned vehicle. There were 3 warnings issued, 1 for speeding, 1 for expired registration, and 1 for ATV on the roadway. We assisted the road department once, we assisted other police departments once, we assisted fire and EMS once. There were 2 calls of requesting to speak to officers. There was 2 court subpoena services delivered. There were 3 reportable motor vehicle accidents, 1 non-reportable. There were 3 animal complaints. Under investigations, there was 1 civil complaint, 2 sexual assault investigations, 1 corruption of minor, 1 indecent exposure, 1 fraud, 1 identity theft, 2 criminal mischief complaints, 1 burglary complaint, 1 weapons investigation. There were 3 disturbance calls, 5 harassment calls, 1 juvenile runaway. There was 1 suspicious vehicle call, 2 suspicious persons calls, 2 residential alarms, 2 calls to assist citizens, 1 call of recovering stolen property, 1 check welfare call, and 2 repossessions. There were 3 felony arrests for the month, and total mileage of all vehicles was 2,144 miles.
Okay, any questions or comments for Chief Brown? Thank you, Chip. Moving on to John with the road report for the past month.
Okay. Well, actually, basically, our month, we finished up on Tamarack. We had to do some additional work down there. Took us an extra week, but we finished that up. And then we moved right on into the paving, and the paving is complete. Currently, we're doing berm backup, and so we're trying to get that finished up to get the entire project done for the year. Of course, we've been mowing berms for the township for our own berms in north and south sides of the township. We've also been mowing for PennDOT We've also been maintaining all three parks, mowing and, picnics and garbage and whatnot. We had a pretty hefty storm here this last month, or actually about a week or so ago, that brought us in for a couple hours that evening, and then we spent 3 days cleaning up debris from excessive water and some berm damage and stuff of that nature. We had some trees that we needed to address. Other than that, that was pretty much so our month. But like I say, currently we are finishing up the berm back up on the roads. I know there's been a lot of people ask about Tamarack, if it was going to get painted lines on it. I would have to say not this year. Actually, as of today, other than Williamson Road, I'm not positive, all of our other painting was done today. And has to be probably one of the nicest jobs we've ever had. So we used a different company that subs out, line painting, stuff like that. So did a real nice job. So they did Barton Road, Hamilton Road, Limber Road, Leslie Road, and Barton Hill. And they were going to do Williamson Road. I just don't know whether they got it done or not.
They did.
Liberty.
And Liberty Street. Oh, they did get it done? They did? I didn't get out that far. I checked everything else when coming here, but nice job on the line painting. So, and that was our month.
Okay, any questions or comments for John? Hearing none, we'll move on to Jill with the zoning report for the month.
For the month of July, we had 2 residential additions for $23,466 and 2 residential detached storage buildings for $75,000 for a grand total of $98,466.
Any questions or comments for Jill? Thank you very much. Okay, the first item under regular business, we will now hold a public hearing to provide the public with information regarding modification of certain light industrial zoning district regulations and to add a parcel on Route 77 and to take public comment on the proposed amendment to the West Mead Township zoning ordinance. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Alan Shaddinger, our solicitor.
What's before the board tonight for consideration and a public hearing in advance of actually considering the adoption of the ordinance amendment is an ordinance that would amend the zoning ordinance for West Mead Township to accomplish two things. Let me begin by indicating that the ordinance, the changes being made were proposed in a petition submitted to the township by Mr. Haylett, who is an owner of property on Route 77, which happens to adjoin a portion of properties located on the, the north side of Route 77, sort of northeast of its intersection with Leslie Road. There's a large portion of the township which is currently zoned light industrial within that area. The particular property that's at issue is one that is adjacent to and borders the existing light industrial zoning district that's already in existence and has been in existence in that area for a long period of time. The petition was to change the zoning for this particular property so that it would be changed from rural residential to light industrial. And part of the reason for that petition was the fact that the particular property in question has been used as an automobile repair shop for many, many years. And the intent is so that it would actually be made part of that zoning district, which was more suitable for such a use. And the Planning Commission for West Mead Township has reviewed the proposal, and they've indicated that they have no problems with it, that they would support this amendment. The amendment does two things, and before we take comment, let me simply try to show you what's involved. One, it will be a map change. In other words, this particular property, which adjoins the light industrial zoning district, will be joined and changed from the rural residential to the light industrial zoning district, consistent with its neighboring property. And secondly, the ordinance will make some requirements for the use of any property within the light industrial zoning district for an automobile repair shop. It will be allowed only as a conditional use, meaning that anyone who wishes to open up a new automobile repair shop within the light industrial zoning district would have to come before this board, the Board of Supervisors, in a public hearing, and show that they met the criteria for opening that kind of a business in that zone. And the supervisors would have the opportunity following the hearing of deciding whether or not the proposed use of that property met the standards in the ordinance. It also adds standards for operation of a vehicle repair shop, which include such things as making sure that there are adequate setback distances between the work areas and neighboring property lines, making sure that there was going to be a storage area that was buffered from surrounding uses in which vehicle parts or those kinds of things would be kept so that they would not be exposed to neighboring property owners. There would be limitations on the amount of vehicles that could be stored. That would preclude storage of junk vehicles and junk parts on the property. It would require that there be suitable arrangements for handling all fuel, oil, and similar materials, and for maintaining environmental and safety regulations. All of those would be requirements that any person seeking a conditional use for that kind of an operation would have to meet. That's a summary of what the ordinance is about. We'll entertain any public comment by anyone here this evening, or supervisors as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Alan. So at this time, we'll accept comments from the citizens, public. Mr. Haylett, do you have anything you'd like to add since you made the request?
No.
Anybody else? Supervisors?
Everything's in line. And Denny's had his shop there, and everything's good up there, I believe.
I say keep the process moving.
Okay. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-1 to amend the West Mead Township zoning ordinance effective August 20th, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. Item number 2 under business, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2024-13, authorizing a request by the Crawford County Fair Board that Hamilton Road be made one-way temporarily from Leslie Road to Limber Road, and authorize the road department to assist with installing temporary four-way stop signs with blinking lights at the Leslie Road and Dixon Road intersection during Fair Week from August 15th through August 26th, 2024, pursuant to the authority under West Mead Township Ordinance 1999-9.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
That's just something we do every year. Personally, I'd like to have seen this been permanent. I just think it would slow the traffic down on that road. We have constant issues with berm issues, and especially in the winter months. I mean, 9 times out of 10, there's people in the fields driving too fast up through there, and there's been some accident history even this year. So, but I know we petitioned PennDOT over this thing, and they turned us down. So, but anyways.
All right, any other discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. Item 3, an application for the fireworks display by the Crawford County Fair Board on August 24th, 2024 at the Crawford County Fair has been received. The application is in order with the fire chief's signature and a certificate of insurance in West Mead Township, and the fire department has additional insurance. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 2024-14, approving the application and the issuance of a permit.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
I do have one thing maybe, just so you're all aware, it's a different company this year.
Okay.
So John, I don't know, Jim Pratt's aware, he's the Westmead #2 fire chief. He'll work with them, but just in case there's any changes or questions,
Okay.
it's new contact people.
Okay.
Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Item 4, I'll entertain a motion to ratify resolution number 2024-15, authorizing the continued participation in an additional 5-year winter maintenance services agreement with PennDOT and authorizing the chairman to sign the agreement. An updated winter services payment agreement with PennDOT has been finalized and is attached as Exhibit A as an alpha.
We'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
It's just a winter maintenance program that we have with them where we're reimbursed for plowing some of their roads. Dixon Road, Baldwin Street, Williamson Road. I think that's it for now. We used to have Thurston, and I guess they're tentatively thinking about that. So,
Any other discussion?
not
Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Okay. One note to wrap things up. Beginning today, as John already mentioned, Pavement Maintenance Company LLC began yellow and white line painting on portions of various roadways in the township, including Barton Road, DeVore Road, Hamilton Road, Leslie Road, Liberty Street, Limber Road, and Williamson Road. Okay, is there any public comment? Supervisor's final comment?
I have nothing tonight, Don.
The only thing I have, Dawn, is that, you know, we've got some new roads in the township, and I just hope that people that use these roads respect them, because we've already had some speed complaints already on Tamarack Drive, and
New roads?
when I say new blacktop,
Newly paved.
newly paved, however, yeah. But I'm just saying, I appreciate it, if people would just slow down a little bit, and be glad they don't have to ride up that bumpy road anymore, but be considerate to the people that you're driving past their houses. There's children down there, there's a lot of people that walk on Tamarack, Williamson, Penny walks every morning. But there's other people too. But the speed is getting a little out of control, so I just wish that using those roads, people would be courteous and slow it down a little bit. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, John. I have no comments this evening. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
We're gonna,
We are adjourning to resume our public study session and then also an executive session for litigation. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.